Hey, welcome. My name is Ed Logan, and I'd like to welcome you to Fruit for Your Life. Today, we're going to be talking about the mindset, and this kind of mindset is a must. You have to have it. Stay tuned. Okay, there is a famous book that has a proverb, and that proverb is Proverbs chapter 23 and verse 7 says, "As a man thinketh in his heart, so he is." Women, you're not excluded from that. As a woman thinketh in her heart, so she is. That means whatever you think about yourself or whatever you think about in life, about you, that's what you're going to be. All right, so today I want to give you a couple of pointers about changing your mindset. Mindset simply is a mental attitude. It is a fixed state of mind, and we develop this mental attitude or this fixed state of mind from something. So let's talk about what those things are that help develop our state of mind, our mindset. Because we're going to have to break some of these mindsets. We're going to have to get away from them. We're going to have to retrain ourselves to think about ourselves in different ways so that we will be different. Okay, so let's talk about a couple of the mindset. Let's talk about external factors. Okay, so external factors are actually like what we see in society. We see culture. For example, you growing up at home, and you watched what your family eat, just like I did. So why don't I use myself for an example? So growing up at home, I saw the types of food that was cooked. And it's not that our parents tried to fix those things in order to make us unhealthy. It's just what our family knew to eat. It's what our family ate, because of culture. You know how that goes. All right. So it's not bad that happened. But I think once we get to a point where we understand that it's not so healthy for us, we have to change the mindset of that. So what we saw, at home, like chitterlings, all right, those things that we used to eat growing up and we thought was good, but come to realize they're nothing but fat and grease. And we realize that it affects our heart. It affects what happens to our veins. All of those things, okay? So those types of foods that we ate, we thought was great. Imagine all of the holidays, that we celebrated, that we had dinners for. I mean, those are external factors. So we saw all of our families getting together, everybody making a huge smorgasbord, and we were eating and stuffing ourselves till we couldn't breathe. That was an external factor that we had going on in our life. All right. I'll give you another one. This is a very serious one. How about church, a religious institution that maybe you were a part of? Okay, so during church we had things like pastor's anniversary. We had big dinners. Everybody's bringing food. They're back in the kitchen fixing dinner. We also had things like teas. Okay, they would have teas and everybody would bring food and we would have food for that. Or holidays or anything. For those, we would see the food being bought out. And the bad thing about it is, and we're at church and we're seeing, people who are overweight, and we're also seeing, people who are grossly overweight and they're mealing, throwing down, so that set our mindset for us. We thought that it was okay. So when we looked at the Bible and we looked at church and the food, we thought, hey, it's all synonymous. It's all the same thing. But then we realized the older that we get, that it starts affecting our health. And we start to see people who we used to go to church with, you start seeing them die. People having heart attacks, diabetes, strokes, all of these things. So we realized that maybe that food wasn't so good now. See, the mindset is starting to change because you're starting to learn about health. Okay, let's talk about some internal factors. So we're going to talk about two, the external and internal. So we're going to go into the internal factors. And internal factors are things that go on in our mind. It is our deep held beliefs. Things that are important to us that we grew up thinking about and processing in our mind. So think about it. Love, anger, emotions, all of those things had a big impact on our belief system. All right. So all of those things. And so, if somebody mistreated us and we felt emotional, we would go home and eat a half a gallon of ice cream. If we were bored and didn't know what to do, we would go pull out the cold chicken leg and start eating on it, or the cold pizza and start eating on it. All of these things had factors. It played factors in our mindset. Okay. How about this with internal factors? How about your self-identity? You see, self-identity is very important. It goes back to that principle that I just read to you. As a man thinks in his heart, so he is. So the self-identity that we had, I want you to think about your self-identity that you have about yourself right now. If you're overweight, think about the self-identity. Let me tell you with me, what would happen with me. So, I would eat something that I know I shouldn't have eaten, and I would see myself in the mirror and look at myself, and I would be like, I'm as big as a house, and so therefore I would just tank myself down even further. My mindset would go into even further gloom, and I would just go ahead and start eating more. I'm like, hey, I'm already big anyway. I mean, that was my mindset at that time. Okay. So we all have these inside mindsets that have developed from inside our thinking. Okay, so how do you see yourself? All right, do you see yourself in a positive manner, or do you see yourself in a negative manner? See, these things are going to affect how you are. How about your self-esteem? Do you have high self-esteem about yourself? Or do you have low self-esteem? When you have low self-esteem, it automatically makes you feel down inside when you think about yourself. I'm not going to be this. I'm never going to lose this weight. Or, I'm going to be so unhealthy that, one day I'm just going to die of a heart attack one day. I guess I'm going to die of kidney disease. Or, woe be to us if we think like that. But when we have the mindset like that, we think those types of ways. So I want to help you develop your mindset. You have got to change your mindset. Your mindset must change if you want to change your health, and if you want to change the way that you eat. It's got to change. So today is the day for you to start changing what's going on up in here. As a man or a woman thinketh in their heart, so are they. So now you're going to have to start telling yourself things that are positive, things that are good. Like when you wake up in the morning, you're going to need to say to yourself, today, I'm going to be strong. Today, I'm going to stay away from sugar. I may not stay away from everything else. I might not stay away from the dairy. I may not stay away from this. I may not stay away from that. But today, I'm going to stay away from sugar. And that day you go through and you do not touch that sugar. And there's an excitement, there's a happiness that comes over you because you did what you said you was going to do. And so many times we fail and we do what we say that we're not going to do. Okay, so let's begin to develop that type of mindset. Let's begin to work on our mindset so that we can change our eating habits and so that we can change our health. You have to change your mindset if you're going to see your children grow up. You have to change your mindset if you are in love with your spouse and you want to live out the rest of your days with your spouse. You have to change your mindset if you have grandchildren and you want to one day see your grandchildren get married. Now, this is your day to start it. Nobody's gonna push you to do it. You have to push yourself. And when you see the normalcy in the world, that means what everybody is doing that appears to be okay, because that's what the culture does. You're going to have to learn to begin to start fighting against that culture. It's that culture that has gotten you where you are today. So now it's time to grab those bootstraps and pull them up, and it's time to get to work on it. All right. So these are a few factors to help you overcome your mindset that you have now. Okay. These are just a few of them. I just wanted to give you a couple. All right. So, hey, listen, I have been eating fruit and vegetables since March. I love it. I'm never going back. You might as well call me a lifer, because I'm going to eat this way the rest of my life. I have a beautiful wife that I want to spend the rest of my life with. I have children who have yet to be married, and I have no grandchildren yet. I want to be there when they get married. I want to be there for my grandchildren. I want to help raise them and be a part of their life. All of us have something inside of us that wants us to continue to do it. So I want to help you change your mindset and become a lifer. All right. Hey, thanks for tuning in. Hey, we have a wonderful Facebook group, y'all. I kid you not. We are already at over 2,200 people in our Facebook group. People are posting, putting up meals, giving encouragement, inspiring. Y'all, if you want support in this thing, and you're going to need it, please join our private Facebook page at Fruit4 Your Life Community. And I will see you all there. And as a matter of fact, I'll see you all on the next video. Give me a thumbs up, hit subscribe, and leave a comment down below. I'll try to read as many of them as I can. But I do appreciate you all very much, and you all take care. Oh, one more thing. I do have a shop available now, and I do have shirts. If you can see my Fruit for Your Life shirts, I have a lot of different shirts there. So if you'd like to see some of the wear that I'm wearing, just go to the shop and you will see it on the menu. It actually goes to supporting what we're doing, computer, camera, those types of things, which is very needed. So I do appreciate you all once again. And again, you all take care. See you on the next video. Bye-bye.